That was a disaster. Oh my god. I so hope it's asbestos. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be switching it up a little bit. We're taking a break from the JZ, stepping away from that, because all now is just like waiting for machine shop, getting it there, all that stuff, and I just haven't done it yet. Instead, I want to do something I've been meaning to do on this car, on the Cressida, for a while now. I've been wanting to take it to Spirit Peaks, which is like the closest track after Pat's Acres shut down. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be diving into the Cressida and pretty much prepping it for track. There's some leaks. I need to add a muffler. I need to do a few other things to get this thing ready, because as it sits right now, it is not. I also need to go through and do a whole bolt check. So I'm going to take you underneath the car into the pit. We're going to take a look at some of the problems, and I'll show you what I'm going to do about them. Sweet, let's get into it. So before we go under the car and look at the problems, I'm actually going to show you the tech list that Spirit Peaks has. Battery lug nuts, seat, steering wheel must all be tight, done. Seat belts and helmet don't have. We'll talk about my seat belts here soon, but I need to get a helmet, no leaking fluids. We'll see that underneath. Coolant, whatever. Vehicle weight, rear wheel drive. Any items on the outside of the car. I don't really have any items, decorations. Not a convertible. I have it to at least the rear axles. Need a muffler, that's the biggest thing. And catalytic converters and resonators do not qualify as mufflers. Yeah. Which we still have the cat, but I want to get that out of the car soon and just put that muffler in there. Oil pan, no leaks, just a fucking big ass dent. Subframe scraped to shit and filled with dirt. This is the worst leak, and pretty much the only leak I have other than my clutch master. So I'm pretty sure it's just the transmission input seal leaking. Kind of a bitch to deal with, because it's so hard in this car to pull a transmission out without dropping the diff. And I really do not want to drop the diff, so I'm going to try to clean this up as best I can. It's a super slow leak, and then just top the fluid off and not really run it like before track. It's a super slow drip. This is literally how much it's leaked over like months. This is months of leakage right here. But I'm gonna pull this plate off, and we're gonna get up in there and look to see and make sure it is the transmission. I'm 99% positive, because it smells like gear oil, and if you know that smell, you know that smell. So we're gonna pull that off and take a look. But before we do that, I'm also going to get the rest of this heat shielding off. Just pull it the fuck off, because why not? Cat's still on, and then we have just a straight pipe out the back, and I want to add a muffler somewhere in here where we're not running into the drive shaft, because I do not want to be smacking this drive shaft around shit. And then just a full bolt check front to back. And then we'll go up top really quick, and I'll show you the problem with my seat belts and the seats that just don't hold me in for shit, because they're from 1985. And it has its little chime. And you'll see like the most useless thing ever, but it's so cool. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of them soon anyway. I want to go get some like aftermarket bucket seats and some actual harness and stuff to put in this thing for both driver and passenger, because it's so hard. It's so hard to like stay planted in these seats and do any type of driving at all. But the biggest problem with these is just they don't lock. They're just completely broken seat belts. That one barely even retracts. They're just so old, worn out. Don't hold you for shit. Like, it's just not comfortable. I mean, not like a bucket's gonna be comfortable, but at least it'll hold me into place where this just throws me around. I also need to get rid of that steering wheel because it's awesome, it looks really cool, but it's just so like big. It's like I'm driving a school bus around. So I pulled that inspection plate off, and not the best news. I don't know if you can see up in there, but the whole bell housing is coated in oil. But I'm just gonna clean the best I can and just run it, because I'm not pulling this motor just to do this. Alright, so we got that little inspection plate back on there and seal it all up. Now we're gonna take this guy off. It's just like, you can call them bolts at this point, but they're not. I'm gonna put the impact on here, and either they're gonna come out, they're gonna break, or they're gonna strip. If they do come out, then they come out, but if they don't, I'm cutting this thing off. Looks like fiberglass, honestly. Still don't want to breathe that shit in. I so hope it's asbestos. I'm just trying not to touch it. So nasty. That was a disaster. Oh my god. So now that I got all that shit off the exhaust down there, I want to move in here. And sorry about the beeping. It's just, I need to unplug that thing again. I need to fix this clutch pedal, because it's just moving all over the place. I need to get some grip tape too. Put some grip tape on here, take this cover off, and get some grip tape on there, because I'm just sliding everywhere on this just bare pedal. The master on here is also leaking, so I gotta get a new one of those. So I've been knowing what is causing this super weird pedal, and I never tightened this down fully when I was first doing this. This was like probably 2 years ago. And you can see kind of where the threads have been. It kind of looks like a stripped out bolt. That's where the clutch pedal, this goes through the clutch pedal and kind of squeezes it on either side with a bracket. And it hasn't been tightened down, so every time you press the pedal, this is just jiggling in there, and that pedal presses up against these threads, and this is what's pressing against the bracket to like pivot the actual thing. And it was never tightened down. And it was never tightened down because there's little like ears on the bracket that are supposed to sit super close to this and stop this bolt from, or this nut from turning while you turn this side. But those ears are just far enough away where this thing can just skip right over and just keep turning, and you can't really get a wrench or like anything up way up in there. I mean, you can, but it's just like pain in the ass on your back. So I'm going to try to bend one of those ears so I can just push this guy through, hold it on this end, and then just spin the nut down until it's tight. So I'm going to try to do that now. I'll show you guys. I'll try to show you guys the ears. It might just be dark and it's kind of an awkward spot way up there. That bolt goes through right here. There's a hole, and there's ears, and those are the things that are supposed to stop the bolt. But once you tighten it down, or the nut from spinning, but once you tighten it down, you can't get a wrench on there enough to tighten this thing fully down. So that's why I never really got it tightened down, and I've just been like rocking it like this. But I'm gonna try to bend the fuck out of those. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try to bend one of those ears and see if we can be able to get like a wrench fully on there, because I mean, I don't really know what else the ears would be used for, because they're on either side. So I'm just gonna try to do this my way. So it's the next morning. We got that clutch pedal all done up. And now we need to cut the brake pedal pretty much in half. So make sure you got your eye pro, ear pro. That's hot as fuck. Alright, so we got that pedal cut. Now I'm gonna go ahead and measure each of the pedals. I went and got some of this just kind of like grip tape stuff. That one's just over 2 inches, and that one's about 3.5. So there we go. This one's just over 2 inches, and this guy's about 4 inches, which is well above average. But we're gonna go ahead and clean the pedals off first and scuff them up with some Scotch-Brite, and then we'll tear these backs off and get them stuck on there. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of degreaser. And just give them a good wipe down. So let's get this guy on there. That's good enough. Sweet, and there are the pedals. I'm happy with how they turned out, but the brake pedal's kind of weird because of these divots. It's kind of lifting a little bit in the middle, but worst thing comes to worst, I just replace it. So I'm gonna put some music on, and I'm gonna get this place cleaned up. My battery's about to die, so I'm gonna plug this in, and I'll come back to you when we're cleaned up. So I've got the new master bench blade up here, and I'm gonna try to just unbolt the old one where it bolts in right here, and just bolt it in really, or screw in that line really quick and tighten it down, and then I'll work on taking the ones that bolt to the firewall and the pedal on the inside out, and then just slide this new one in and bolt it down. Seems easier than unbolting all this and then fiddling with this tight line when it's just flopping around. But that might actually be a better idea now that I think about it. I might do that, honestly. But there's the clutch pedal. There's that grip tape I put on there earlier. I should have just fucking done it now. I don't know why I had to do it inside the car. But we might grease this guy up too, just because it's kind of moving. And I just like my clutch pedal to be really, really solid and stiff. But I'm gonna go pull that clutch master out. Yeah, it looks the same. Sweet. Put this guy back for a second. You can kind of see now just how much this thing was leaking. It's fucking coated. It's starting to eat away at the firewall right there. You can kind of see the paint starting to bubble. Yeah, no bueno. And I just touched my camera with this stuff too. So we got that new master all bolted down. All the lines are tight. Well, I haven't bolted it down, but all the lines are tight. I'm gonna put some grease in here and maybe just a little bit on the rod, just clutch kicks and all that shit. I'm trying to like have this last a little bit. I might even buy an extra just to bring to track with me. So when I was in here, I just wanted to clean the pedal out really quick and re-grease it, and it had barely any grease, and the grease that was in there was just completely black. There's a little bit on this one. You can see how it's just all dried up now. So I'm gonna re-grease all this and put it back together, and hopefully that helps pedal feel a little bit, and it's not just like crunchy on the way in and out. Alright, so we got that new clutch master on. It's all bled out. I took it for a little drive earlier just to test out the pedal now, because it's way different than it was before. But I'm gonna get this car warmed up. I'm gonna put probably another 10 pounds in the rear tires. Probably gonna keep the fronts how they are. So we'll probably be at like 40, 45 in the rear and like 35 up front. And we'll see if that helps anymore, because I'm kind of like getting a lot of traction in the rear because they're at like 35, which is for like a daily driver, which is perfect. But I might even pump up to like 50 and go drive on it. And then we're gonna go down to Mexico really quick and hopefully try out some skids. We'll see how it does. I'll kind of show you guys what's going on with the pedal. So it might be super loud with the compressor and the car running, so sorry about that. But we're about 41, 42 PSI. We're gonna run that in the back for now and see how it does us. We can always come back and put some more air. I don't know, the clutch is kind of just like sticky. It's breaking in. It's better than it was, but it's definitely not. It's not feeling correct, I guess. It definitely does feel better though, I guess. There's also this really cool shop up here that I've been meaning to go look at. Got a bunch of Crowns and Supras, a bunch of cool shit. So I was only able to get one really in because it's just so busy out here. But yeah, I also noticed like a slight kind of like misfire. It would just be dead on one cylinder really quick for like just one fire. So I don't know what's going on there. I've been trying to find that problem. It usually happens more when I'm getting low on fuel, but that's a problem for a different time. And it seems to never come up when I have at least over a quarter tank of gas. Oh, there it goes. I just felt it. So I'm just trying to get it back to the house as quick as I can, because I don't want to be stuck having to tow this thing back. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps more than you can imagine. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We're about, I think, 5 away right now. So we're slowly working our way there, but I'd rather build a community and have fun together. But do stay tuned for more videos on prepping the Cressida for Spirit Peaks to go drifting and for the JZ build. I'm waiting on some stuff right now for that and to get to the machine shop, but I will be having those videos come hopefully soon. Just been a process getting them out, but I've got a bunch of stuff planned for this. I've got the S13 rear subframe. I haven't forgot about it. Someone commented on that video asking for it. I'm getting there. It's just a lot of welding, measuring, all that, and I don't have a welder here at this point. And then I have all the front suspension stuff, S13 lower control arms. I could keep talking forever about it. I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.